Hey guys, z-eek here with another video. Going to be speedrunning through a farm run real quick. We're going to be doing cactus spines, mushrooms, and herbs, and coconuts. So we're going to begin here in the Grand Exchange. Grab a giant end pouch and summon that. It's going to give you 50% increased yield on coconuts and cactus spines. So let's begin the farm run here. You do need to do the Grand Tree or Tree Gnome Village, something like that, to use this tree system. It's really useful though, and if you don't do it, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. Okay, so begin with the Tree Gnome Stronghold. I don't have enough summoning points, let me refill these up. Right there. Grab the giant end out and run over here and start picking coconuts. A little trick here, if you guys train divination or rune spam back in the early days, you know that you can spam click and you can speed up the harvesting process by a lot. It saves a lot of time. So that's the first tree, which is a fruit tree. It costs about 100k per coconut, or palm tree I guess, which is a bit of an investment, but I would say it's worth it, as in about a week's time from harvesting coconuts, you're going to be more than paying off those trees. Also pay for them with cactus spines or whatever they need, just because you don't want to have them die. That would really suck. The next tree is running over here, squeeze through the fence, talk to Bolakoi, and here you go. Another trick that I see a lot of people, they don't really know of or they don't use, is that you can actually use harvests on the tool icon and it will note them for you, which saves a lot of time, and it kind of makes me worry about all the people that don't use that. Like, are they actually going and banking the herbs? It's kind of crazy. The next tree is with the teleport crystal. You can get them by killing the elves right here, elf warriors. It's kind of a rare drop, but I have about 20 of them stocked up, and they're really easy to recharge, so I would just grab a bunch of them for these runs. I'm gonna grab toadstool. I'll get that later. The next set of trees are in Catherby right here. Again, this is my second video, so I won't be doing cuts or edits. I don't think I actually have any viewers so far, so but, I mean, if you guys want to voice your concerns, feel free to in the comments. I mean, I'll look at them, but I'm still working out a worthwhile video editing software, and I don't want to go out and buy something if it's, you know, going to be a waste of money and time. So here's another tree right here. No requirements for this one, just the lodestone. The giant ant will only boost the harvest from coconuts and cactus spines. It will not do anything to the mushrooms or herbs, so you can just dismiss it afterwards, as it's kind of large and in the way. Kind of runs awkwardly too. The next one appears in Brimhaven. You can use a charter ship, which I believe is 480 coins, which is really not much. Also, if you guys are wondering if the giant ant is worth it, it costs about 3,000 coins in the Grand Exchange, and the bonus yield from a single tree, not even a single tree, like 1 or 2 coconuts will pay off the pouch, so I think it's well worth using if you're going to go around to the effort of actually harvesting these coconuts. Okay, so the last tree that we're going to be doing is right here. And if you're not a high enough farming level, feel free to be using papaya trees. I have 85 farming. I actually have not planted trees either, so that's kind of crazy. It's all from herbs and cactus spines mostly. I only recently started doing these coconut trees, but a lot of people don't do them. Or palm trees, dang. Yeah, a lot of people don't do them though, and they're really good money. I mean, they're not really that time consuming, but they're definitely worth doing. Okay, after you finish up with those coconut trees, you're going to head over onto Alcarid to do the cactus spines. I like to do it in this order because I can dismiss my giant ant after that, after I finish the cactus spines. If you don't want to use a charter ship, you could use there's a lodestone over there. I have not tested that yet, I don't know if it's faster or not, but it's more of a habit just to do that from the Catherby lodestone. For me at least. And it's pretty quick either way, it really doesn't matter. I don't think the picking trick works with cactus. Okay, so anyways, after you do that, you don't need to replant or anything, it's all good. So you're going to use your teleport to house tablet, and you're going to run up here. And you're going to Canifus next to do your mushrooms. The mushrooms, they take 4.5 hours to grow. You can set a timer for them. If you probably don't want to be wasting a lot of time doing farm runs, so what you could do is just set a 4.5 hour timer, and that will include mushrooms and coconuts, all in that one timer. Coconuts take 4.5 hours in total, and mushrooms take 4 hours. 4 hours and 10 minutes, something like that. But 4 hours and 4.5 hours is plenty of time for everything to grow. Yeah, unfortunately these died. You normally get 9 per yield, I believe. 8 or 9. And the seeds are dirt cheap, so there's absolutely no reason not to do those. Next you're going to be using a Trollheim tablet, which is a modified house tablet. You can get those from doing the Love Story quest. Or, yeah, Love Story, or Story of Love, something like that, with the Wise Old Man. And you can make them to a bunch of different places. They're really useful, I recommend doing that quest. It's a bit time consuming, but if you're serious about farm runs and just playing the game in general, you should definitely do that quest. This is not the only method of travel to get to Trollheim. You can also do the Livid Farm, and I believe you can unlock a spell there. You need to be in the Lunars though, and I'm too lazy to go switch to those every time I do a farm run, so I prefer these Trollheim tablets anyways. Another thing that I'm going to be using are Juju farming potions. You can get them from Herblord Habitat. If you guys want a guide on that, I can make one, but I believe there are many other ones out there on the internet that are more professionally produced, and you know, you might as well just use those. There haven't been any updates recently, so it's pretty simple. It's just a Eugene with a marble vine. You need about 77 hunter, yeah, about 77 I think. And then like 70 herblore or something. It's not that bad. Another thing I'm using are these magic secretaries. You get that from one of the fairy quests. I think it's the second one. I'm using an explorer's ring. I'll show you that in just a second here. Now these Juju farming potions are on a 5-minute timer, so you need to be quick when you're doing this. That aura is also Greater Green Fingers. If you guys are low on loyalty points, I don't suggest buying this, although they are combining the loyalty shop, so I guess if you have some extra money laying around in real life, you definitely could, but they're really not, they don't give you that much of a boost. If you look down in the chat, it will tell you every time the aura boosts, but all other extra herbs are just consequent of the Juju potion, which is the main thing. It gives like a 50% boost. It's really good, especially if you're doing Lantidimes or Torstals or something like that. Well, not Torstals, they suck now, but like Dwarf Weeds, I guess. You're gonna be getting a ton of herbs, especially when those are more expensive. You need to be using Jujus for those. If you don't have Jujus, I suggest doing Toad Flax or Aventos or something a bit cheaper. Even though Juju certainly help, don't get me wrong. Also, for that last patch there in Trollheim, a lot of people will tell you not to use Super Compost. It is true that the plants will not get diseased, but Super Compost will increase the yield by like 50%, and it's by far worth it to use Super Compost. You know, you're spending 1,000 coins for 5,000 to 6,000 coins extra in herbs, if not 10,000 to 12,000, especially if you're doing Lantos or Dwarf Weeds. Speaking of the seed that you plant, I'm doing Toadflax at the moment. I've been doing Toadflax for probably 3 years now, so they're kind of grown on me, you know, no pun intended, but I believe Lantidimes are the best profit per seed if they don't die right now. I don't know if that's calculated in death rates, but they're more of a gamble, I guess you could say, if you're looking to make more money with farming. But Toadflax, they're more reliable money, because if one dies, you're only losing 1 or 2k in the seeds, whereas if a Lantidime dies, you're losing, you know, 12 to 15k in seeds. That Ectophile is from Ghost Ahoy, I believe? I don't know, I did that a very long time ago. That's also a very simple quest, you can do that in probably an hour, and there's not much requirements for it. You're going to be teleporting back to Catherby here. You do teleport here to do the coconut trees. Do not start your Juju run here though, because you won't make it. I've tried it before, and the Trollheim patch, it takes way too long to run to. I think if you're using the Trollheim teleport spell from the Lunar Island, or I mean the Lunar Spells, Livid Farm, it is much faster to do that. And you can actually start your run here if you would like, but I don't have that, so I'm not going to start my run here. So you plant this, and the last patch is at Arduin, whatever, the RD, I guess you could call it RD, yeah. Now, I'm using the lodestone. Again, I believe it's faster if you have a down cloak 3 or 4, although they do have limited teleports per day, so depending on how much you play this game, they won't work all the time. So I would just resort back to this lodestone here. Another thing that you could do to make an extra bit of money is grow marigolds in the flower patch. I used to do that, but they became a loss of money back in about 2011, I think, 2012, so I stopped doing them. But the prices currently, they're fairly profitable. So you're gonna end your farm run here. If you don't want to do marigolds, by the way, you could do white lilies, which you need Falador Task 3 to do, and then you could plant watermelons like I have here. The white lilies will prevent the watermelons from getting diseased, and they're really, really good XP for not that much money. I mean, they cost a little bit, but the herbs will definitely pay them off. So if you're looking to train farming, definitely do watermelons. You know, if you're like a mid-budget person, watermelons are really good XP. I actually plan on doing those once I finish the Falador Task 3. Okay, so that's the farm run right there. This was not a very successful one. I had one patch die, and the Trollium patch didn't give me very many herbs. But as you can see in coconuts alone right here, it's 120k, and you saw it took me about 1 or 2 minutes. So if you scale up 120k for 2 minutes, you know, 30 times that, what, that's like 5 mil an hour from just doing this, plus you get farming XP. You know, it really doesn't get much better than that. And it takes very little effort anyways. And then, you know, you get about 160k in Toadflax, again, very easy, decent XP, and then, you know, 10k and 12k in Cactus Mines, rather. Again, the supplies, they cost probably 10k, it's a good free 300k profit, and a lot of farming XP. If you're diligent with this and you train it for several years, you're definitely going to get 99 farming without having to pay. In fact, you'll actually make around 150 to 250 million coins, so it's definitely worth it to do farming.